Charles Rourke here at coming to you from Star News Martinsville this hour, and this is the Henry County is the location of today's lead story. I understand that Bassett plant number 2 caught on fire this morning, and I tell you what, it was really out of control. Lonnie Tatum was one of the proprietors of the building, no longer owned by Bassett Furniture. First of all, Lonnie, tell me, I understand you've been working with a nonprofit group for several years, and the nonprofit group owns the building now, right?
Yeah, so I don't own the building. I work for the nonprofit group, and it was purchased from Bassett back in March of this year, and they've been doing some renovation and been doing some upgrades and some clean outs, and they're gonna make like a bulk warehouse. You know, they take donations in from all over the United States, and they're gonna bring them here and do the distribution on them. And it was some jobs in sight, but they're going to be delayed a little while right now because we really have had a disaster up here.
Right. Tell me what was in the building. Was it furniture or what?
No, I'm in the furniture business, you know, in the Bassett Walker building. You know, I own the Bassett Walker building, you know, right down the street.
Right.
And I actually talked to these people in coming to town because I was warehousing for them, and I sort of want to, you know, get my warehouse space in my warehouse, so I got a deal together with them and Bassett has been really a good partner in this thing. They've been over backwards to help this organization. I tell you, they've been great. But so they hired me since I was always here to actually I unload trucks, and I'm reading. No, I don't never see them. I'm just happy to be up in Bassett.
Right now we're looking at video. The building is still on fire, they're telling us.
Oh, yeah. We still got smoke coming out. It's 3 buildings here, and it's one on the river right near where you launch your canoes at. That's where the building is. You've been there when they done the River Fest and stuff?
Yeah.
You know the one we threw the drop cord out the window and hook up to and all that? That's the building. It went from one end to the other.
Now, tell me when you first heard about it. I understand that we had a security guard at Bassett Mirror called it in between 1 and 1:30 a.m. His name was Ray Coleman.
I got the call at 2 o'clock from the 911 center, and they want to know how quick I'd get here. And when I got here, I had a personal fire 35 years ago, and I was just reliving what I saw 35 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming through the roof, and we had donation items in there. They're going to really be a loss to a lot of people because, you know, we gave those things away.
Mm-hmm.
And we had an order in to give the community storehouse 50 of those things, of the clothes rack, and lay up there up in smoke. So it's really a big loss to the community.
Right. Now let's talk a little bit about the nonprofit that you work with. You guys do a lot of good deeds in the community. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, this thing was growing in North Carolina. They got 2 distribution centers, been operating about 8 years, and I sort of talked to him coming up here because he was a friend of mine. We used to be in partners, and it was so. We tried to open one of these things in Martinsville, Virginia, about a year ago. We met some opposition, which the friendly folks up there in the Commission Revenue Office, so they decided that they'd go elsewhere. So.
Right.
But we had about 15 jobs. It's not much. We're heading this way, and we're still going to hire some people, but we're taking a contract on with Walmart, 20 trailers a month of return merchandise, and it will be distributed out to the non-profit people. It'll go through either churches or go through anybody that got non-profit status will qualify for this. And it's a wonderful organization, but like I say, it's been on the sort of quiet side for a while. But I guess it's out there now. I've been running from the TV stations all day, but like everybody knows, I'm a friend of yours, so I talk to you.
All right. Well, let me ask you. Any idea where this fire started?
Well, Charles, I had a couple of incidents up here. People, with stealing copper, and we found evidence. I go out of town once in a while.
Right.
And the last 2 times, that I've been out of town, we had incidents of people show evidence of trying to steal copper, and they cut holes in the fence up here, and they got ladders up on the light poles. They got covers off of boxes, and all this happened since Friday morning. And my honest and personal opinion, that is my opinion. That I think somebody burnt the place down trying to steal copper.
Really?
Yeah, yes, sir. In other words, I mean, that's my opinion. In other words, I think some sorry person, no good, and I don't have any problem, and I've been watching this thing. I get paid to watch this building,
right?
And I don't get paid to watch it being burnt down.
Mm-hmm.
But I give all of them. They saved the building up here. J.D. Warren was saved because they had the power here, and they kept the water going, and they saved the building up here. It saved the number 1 or 2. They got 2 plants, and then we also the RE owns this big chair plant which they purchased in March in Bassett, and Bassett don't own none of that up the river there. They own the fiberboard plant back in the back there, and but they're now leasing that out to that plastic plant, and got the contract out of Atlanta, make all those baby toys and stuff. Mm-hmm. And they hired about 20 more people up here, and things looking up. Bassett is a nice little community. I've been up here about 9 years with the Bassett Walker building, and I've been very happy and very content with what I've been doing.
Well, let me ask you, is this going to set y'all back?
Well, yeah. I mean, I already had the board of directors of REA and everything they visited today.
Right.
And these people, the sort of religious people, they said, this might have been a reason for this.
Right.
They put it, like reason, but we're this gonna make us get cranked up a little bit harder, and we're gonna have to work a little harder. But we're gonna put something in Bassett that the Bassett community is gonna be proud of.
Mm-hmm.
And they doing it. They doing it, and they pay me to do a lot of it. In other words, I'm just an old flunky up here, but in other words, I'll do the job they want me to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I was out of town. I had 1 hour sleep since Saturday night, so I'm sorry if I'm a little bit rough on the voice.
Right.
I'm one of them slot pullers. I go on and play the slots about once a month. And I'm sure glad I won this month, because then I would be really, really worse down in the dumps I am right now. But my phone done gone dead twice. People calling and wanting to know. And the next question that everybody asks me, I'll get the answer for you. As we didn't have no insurance.
You didn't?
No insurance. In other words, that's the first question that everybody asks. Oh, did you have any insurance? Well, this organization couldn't afford to buy insurance.
Right.
So high. And so they self-insured. So they lost the building. But, they have a deal. They were paying the taxes to the county. They were paying the light bills. And they're paying me. And they're paying for liability insurance policy. But they had no fire insurance.
Wow.
And it was just a simple operation. When I do something by myself, it's simple. But I had it set up. We're going to hire 10 people when all this loads coming in. But we're going to defer them down to Burleson. We got a warehouse down. We're going to handle them down there for a while. But I'm going to try to. It might be next spring before we get cranked up here. But we're going to do this thing. I'll try to keep you, up to par on it. But like I told you before, I said I got a good story for you, but I just don't want to unwrap it. So I guess it's getting unwrapped right now.
Right. All right. Well, obviously it's going to be a lot of cleanup. Will that group have to be involved in the cleanup of the property?
Yeah. It's got to get all down. It's a bunch of. We got to get a crane in, get a punching ball on it, knock all them walls down. We don't know fishermen, go up there and if anybody watches this, don't go near the building, none of the buildings, because nobody got no business near the buildings.
Mm-hmm.
And we had security, on it, but we can't have security, every 5 minutes, I mean, we got somebody checked it, every 2 hours, and that's the best we can do. But
So you believe that somebody stealing copper caused this?
yes, sir. We found the fence was a hole cut in the fence and found a couple inside the fence.
Wow.
And so, and then, this copper deal, they going out stealing copper from these churches and stuff and taking it and selling it for $30 and cost the church $6,000, $8,000, $10,000 to replace it.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be stopped.
All right.
I had a break into my house here a while back. I didn't even report it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't want to know where I lived at.
Okay.
I live in a little small house, and I live there, and I like it all right and private, and I look up there on Hollywood Mountain, see all the lights burning.
Mm-hmm.
And the movies up there, so Lonnie getting to be an old man now.
All right, Lonnie, I know you had a lot of, this has been a tough year for you.
But I try to, if anything, like I say, if you want to do a little more, I'll be glad to incorporate anything you can. In other words, News 13 wanted me almost swear that I wasn't talking about else. I said, I can't do that. And I told him, I said, Charles Oak's my friend.
Okay.
You are. Appreciate you calling me, man.
All right, Lonnie Tatum. All right, thank you so much.
Okay, buddy.
Lonnie Tatum, they're taking responsibility or overseeing the building there at Bassett Plant Number 2. It's used for a nonprofit group that they would usually take leftovers and so forth from companies and then try to put them into nonprofit needs and nonprofit groups. But definitely Inferno. I understand that the fire could be seen for as far as 10 miles. There you see the video that sent in by a viewer that was able to take pictures of it. I understand it was quite a scene. We'll take a break and we'll be right back. We've got more news coming up. Stay with us.